This is Dani.
This is Breezy.
And we're in Mary's tattoo shop.
For Spectrum Podcast. Dude, Dani got a dragon and I'm getting a moth. I feel like that's appropriate. Welcome to Spectrum Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm glad you've been sticking around.
This is Breezy.
And this is Dani.
And it's another week, folks.
And another tattoo.
Another tattoo. This is episode 8. We've made it to that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that feels like something.
Sorry.
Yes. That's the tickle you feel from your soul.
Yo, I even stop. I don't really smoke weed in the morning anymore before work or just in general. At least not flower. I just don't smoke as much as I used to. I think within the last 3 months, I've significantly cut back.
That's good.
I will go a whole day without smoking.
I have a goal. I'm going to be one of those annoying people that has New Year goals or whatever, because I do have a couple things I've been wanting to do. So it's not like it exactly has to be ooh, it's January 1st, boom, let's go. Yeah, no. It's just thinking about it now and starting to transition.
Yeah, it's like people joining the gym for a month.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be one of them.
It wasn't even.
But I do want to kind of join a gym.
But you've been saying that for the last year.
I know. It usually takes me at least 6 months of saying something to maybe a year before it does it. I mean, not always, but when it comes to something very back priority like that, sure. Yeah.
No, I feel like I didn't even purposely stop smoking or smoking less weed, whatever,
conscientiously or whatever.
Yeah, it just slowly happened. And
yeah.
Then it's funny, it's not until the next day or some other time in the day where I'm like, hey, I did not smoke at all yesterday.
That's tight. I've actually been more that way with alcohol, but I just have routinely decided not to drink on days. My husband will usually have an after work beer or something for relaxing, and there's plenty of times when I partake in that, but now I find some days that I just don't, and I don't really think about it. But I am a pothead, so I'm probably already high, and I'm like, eh.
I mean, I identify as a pothead, for sure.
Is that one of your pronouns?
All I'm saying is...
She, her, pothead, that thing.
Dude.
Dude,
pothead.
I'm waiting until they let me use dude for my Instagram to ever reflect that I care about that or not, which I don't, but I understand why I should be an advocate. So, whatever. When they let me say dude, I'll advocate.
I feel like... I don't know. I have this feeling that it might be almost... What is it called when you're mean towards LGBTQ people and misgender them? Or when they get all offended and they're like, that's not how you're supposed to say it. Or that's not what you're supposed to mean, or you're not supposed to say it like that. I don't know. What do you call that?
Ignorance?
Oh. Wait, which one's the ignorant one?
No, I mean, if it's just I don't know that it has to be negative. It's just generally speaking, if you aren't aware of a community's, I guess, culture, norms, etc., the language, the rhetoric, the how they respect gender versus whatchamacallit. Everything's
am I the ignorant
I'm trying to whatever. Yeah, it's in this situation, that's what I'm trying to get to. It's yes, you're being ignorant of what's happening, but it's not a purposeful ignorance. It's just general ignorance.
I just don't give a shit what you are. Just be a nice person and wash your hands.
I mean, I guess that's actually being aloof then, because if you're aware of something and then just don't care anyway, to fall in line with it, that's more being aloof, to my understanding. Y'all can look it up in the dictionary too, but that actually has a negative tilt.
I mean, I feel like in my brain, I definitely acknowledge
versus unaware. I guess unaware would be the most benign way of saying it. You're just unaware.
When I see a transgender, I definitely go, oh.
If you
I can definitely be like, no, totally. And go and working for Tilly's, oh my God, I see so many different types of people.
Do you mostly notice trans women or trans men? You might have a better eye for trans women as a woman just because...
No, both. I mean...
Sometimes as a woman you recognize
at one point, I've seen
the subtle differences that might exist as someone is transitioning.
Like, I was totally... not confused, but I didn't know the difference of male or female.
This is a morning recording. I'd like to say I'm like sipping my coffee and just scratching my head now. I love you, Dani.
That's all.
I can't believe we're 5 minutes in and we're talking about
I feel like
transgender, which is wonderful, but just so unlike you.
Thank you. I'm trying to expand my knowledge on my ignorance.
No, I mean, I was trying to restate it as like unaware is more fair, maybe. Like,
I guess I'm not fully woke.
What? God, I have such issue. I take issue with like the need for that to be a term now. Sure. But does that suggest that everyone else is like slept? Like if you woke, am I asleep? Like what is, I don't know.
That's just rude.
Has anybody ever given you the opposite? It's like how, okay guys, one of my tattoos, let's talk about tattoos. So Dani and I got tattoos yesterday. One of my tattoos sort of reverse interprets the lucky rabbit's foot, by which I mean I have a 3-footed jackalope and that like 4th stub is bleeding, and the joke to me is he's the one that got away.
I remember.
Like what happens to the rabbit when you get the lucky rabbit's foot? I mean, isn't it luckier for the rabbit to get away? So, you know, it's like I'm getting at that kind of a thing.
It's a jackalope. You know what's so funny? I remember when you got that and we went to the barbecue of your friends later.
No, I like actually think I started at a barbecue. I went and got the tattoo and I returned to the barbecue. And it was like a kid's birthday.
Yeah, I was with you. We went back and forth. I ended up getting pretty buzzed that day.
Like,
but I remember I called it a jack. Yeah. I'm like, it's a jackrabbit. And they were like, what?
A jackalope. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, for those that aren't aware with the term, because it's a fantastical creature that comes from the Midwest whale.
I feel like if
the jackalope best resembles either a jackrabbit or some kind of a taller, faster rabbit, and it has a small set of antlers closely resembling a roe deer, perhaps. So if you put it together and say mount a head of a rabbit with these antlers on it, you would refer to it as a jackalope head.
I could see how something like that would.
It's basically a joke, right, from taxidermists, okay?
Why? Oh.
Yeah, because you can just make animal mashups if they're already dead and you already have their parts. So
that got dark really quick.
Someone took a rabbit,
sex.
A rabbit that was
like a
to be stuffed. Yeah, a jackrabbit, and that was like a prize jackrabbit that was hunted, and somebody took the freaking roe antlers and just was like, well, this would be funny. We did actually convince one of that same. I think the funnier part was we left the house of John and Joyce. And John and Joyce were at lunch with Eric and I at Industrial Eats one day, like 4 years ago. 5 maybe now. And they have random decorations on the wall, one of which is a jackalope head mount, like you would see a deer head mount. So it's a rabbit head with antlers.
I could see a sick motherfucker turning that into a sex toy.
And we were like, I think it was John, or one of the two, maybe it was Joyce. One of the two of them fully was convinced it was real because we were just high level jackassery equals you just pull fastens on your friends. And as they lead in to their honesty about not knowing, you of course lean into your dishonesty because you do know and you think it's hilarious that they don't. Yeah. So that was funny too, the jackalope. But what'd you get yesterday?
You know what's so funny? I walked in with the idea of getting a cross and I got a motherfucking dragon instead.
Ooh, I feel like that transition's okay. You know, people have burned at the cross and the stake. Dragons blow fire.
You know what? Yeah, and I was thinking about like.
Is that just like the worst? I think I'm in a dark place this morning, you guys. So if like every analogy that comes out seems a bit shaded.
It's the morning and I haven't seen the sun yet.
That's why.
Oh well. Oh, fucking well. I feel as if, recent shits with my family.
Is that where the dragon came in?
No, I just like the fucking dragon.
Yeah, the dragon's sick. It's also like it's a old style. It's
very traditional, like almost Chinese traditional.
Yeah, no, traditional somewhere in the spectrum really of like Japanese. Yeah, maybe.
I fucking love it.
I just realized you're also wearing a shirt with two dragons. You are like in a dragon sort of mode. Yo, I gotta actually compliment the sleeves on this shirt though more. That's some like
so Y2K
sweet fucking year 2000 flames. That'll be the next shit back in. Keep that shirt. You're about to see a bunch of kids with those dumbass flames. Frosted tips. We're going full 2000s. I'm blue, dabba dee dabba die. I heard that song reworked, or whatever you call it when you just hack it into some shitty song, new pop song. Have you heard the shitty new pop song?
There's tons of them.
That takes that exact thing?
Probably.
It's terrible. I'm sure. You work at Tilly's. You guys probably like play that shit.
I actually play music there.
Oh, you get to choose your music?
Well, Tilly's music sucks. Sorry, guys. But the Christmas music right now is just... I don't even like Christmas music. I think I might enjoy 3 songs in millions of different versions. But then there's some that try to make their own mashups. And it's so cringy. It's so cringy.
That's what I mean by this one. It's like literally. And then I thought when I heard the song, I was like, is this how... like the era of people in the 70s and stuff felt about early hip hop when it was just totally ripping from R&B like records, and they're like, this isn't original, this is just the melody line I recognize over and over again from like that fucking Sly song. Anyway, I love fucking music and I love mashups and I love remixes, and I shouldn't talk shit, but pop music's fucking cheap, and it's like the most capitalistic version of music, which is like, ooh, the shiny thing, buy it now and forget about it in 5 minutes.
I disagree, son.
Pop music?
I love pop music. Especially like
maybe it depends on the era.
Like
some stuff hangs around. Technically the
90s.
Beatles is all pop music. I'll give you that.
I've never listened to the Beatles.
Okay, but my point was just that if each era has its version of pop, it all began with the Beatles. There was no pop before the Beatles. Like, that shit defined how to make a pop song. Like, because it became a formulaic way of making songs, and every song they wrote was a hit. That's pop.
Really?
Damn straight. Look it up, bro. They had a really short-lived career as a band. It was like 4 years, and they fucking shook nations. They still have, like, untouched stuff on charts. I mean, seriously. You don't have to care about them, but you can if you want to make the argument that pop music matters. Those guys are who like literally invented it. Care
doesn't mean it's not valid,
right? Like they invented pop music, and then you have many iterations later the shit that we do on computers now.
Yeah, I like computer music. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, dude. Today is one of those days for me. I feel I'm just. I woke up tired, but I'm here. I'm surviving. I'm sure some of you folks know how that feels. I'm not like, my energy just rides high and low at times, I feel. Take that as you will.
No, definitely. I mean, it's still morning.
Dude, it's the morning. It's the morning, and I feel like I have
my arm hurts. Such a shitty sleep.
I haven't been able to have enough coffee yet.
Not that
you know what I really want to do? I want to go to like freaking Cajun Kitchen. I want to like munch some goddamn beignets.
Oh.
With some fresh fruit, and I want to just sit there in the moment and
have
really
a chicken and waffle.
Just contemplate life over a plate of French donuts.
Those are yummy.
Yo, dude, the first time I ever had a beignet was at Cajun Kitchen, and I was like, I have no idea what this word means. Beignet.
Magnet.
But I want one of these beignets with the bananas and things. They're like, yes, that's a beignet. Which I'm sure I'm still butchering, but, you know. Bonjour.
Is that even the same language?
Ça va. Yeah, bitch, it's all French. God damn it.
Cajun Kitchen's French?
They are Cajun, which is an offshoot of French people in the South, aka in New Orleans.
No
The
way.
French immigrants to this country like invented Cajun down there.
Interesting.
Yo, dude, culture is amazing. Excuse. One time I was in Las Vegas. Here's a story. Here's a Breeze story. That was the funky one. All right, I got a Breezy story. This one time, I had a friend in college be invited out to Las Vegas and by an older man who obviously she figured had expectations around the visit. And so smartly, she's like, I'm not going alone. So she's like, dude, I'll go if you allow me to bring a friend. So she invited me to be that friend.
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. And so this guy's like, okay, I guess, sure. So me and Heather get flown out to Vegas. And then it's like literally a Sunday, which Sunday in Vegas, not really happening. Also, I believe I'm probably 20 at the time because I'm living at the tree house and she's my neighbor. So she's over 21 and I'm not. Or maybe I'm just 21, but I'm broke. It doesn't matter. I shouldn't be able to get in most places. Is kind of the point.
Your friend your friend Sugar Daddy flew her
Both of us
and you to
Vegas. And then her whole goal is like stay out of the room all night because if I can stay out of the room, I stay away from funny business.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, cool, bro. I'm on this ride with you. But we just end up wandering around Vegas on like a Sunday night and like honestly nothing's happening. It's like Sunday in the off season. It's just not it's not happening.
Lights and shit.
It's just like there's like basic casinos and basic addicts just out doing their addict thing. Be they a gambler, a porn addict, a drinker. The only people out on Sunday night in Vegas are addicts. So addicts and me and Heather are just fucking running the town. It's great. And this guy, this is where New Orleans comes in. This guy from New Orleans, like, ends up meeting us. He's fraternizing with us. He's a little older, very nice gentleman from the South. Extreme accent, like extreme Southern NOLA accent. So like it's thick. Like I don't really think I should try and do it because I'm just gonna come across as like racist or something. Like, and that's not what I'm trying to do. But it's thick enough to say that like Heather, the first like 4 sentences that like this gentleman utters to us is just like. She's looking kind of puzzled in the face and then turns to me and then just is like, is he even speaking English? And I was like, yeah, dude, totally. And, you know, if you've ever been to places like...
Is it like swamp people? Like...
It's just, if you've ever been anywhere in like the U.S. South, it's a really like, deep accent.
Like... Have you ever seen a
really deep accent. Did you ever watch The Waterboy?
Yeah.
So you know how like some of those people,
the old farmer.
Well, just like those guys aren't like from New Orleans, but that idea of like they have these regional accents that are like really fucking thick, right?
Fucking inbred.
Yeah, or like the guy like. Like the guy that's trying to say like home is where the heart is, and Adam Sandler keeps thinking he's saying like, yeah, you like to see homos naked, like, or something like, oh, home is where you make it. He goes, home is where you make it. Home is where you make it.
Yeah.
No, God damn, home is where you make it. Yeah, get it. You like to see homos
You're really
naked.
good at that.
Right. and they were like, so it's like that kind of accent. So like I can understand it, but Heather's lost. And she's just like, what the fuck? And I'm like, dude, no, this is awesome. He just told us he can show us where to get the cheapest drink on the strip. I'm like, down, let's do this. She's
Wait,
like,
is this the sugar daddy?
No, this is the nice dude from New Orleans that we meet when we're avoiding the sugar daddy by just walking the streets of Las Vegas on a Sunday night.
Swamp person.
No, just like he's a guy that lives in like maybe a halfway house or something because he self-described. He's like, yeah, I'm like, you know, I live in a place with a few other guys. We can't drink or anything there, but I can be out here and like do what I want and stuff. And he's like, I'll show you where to get the cheapest drink, you know? And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this. So we go to like one of the, whatever, like just a casino, but like not a great one, like Harrah's or something. And like, if you just walk to the first kind of bar that you see that has the poker at the bar. So you're not at an actual machine, you're at the bar and you're sitting at one of those screens in the set into the bar, right? Yeah. And it's not got any like thing where money comes out. This is the important part. It's all digital. This is the important part. So you're gonna feed $1 into this machine, and it's gonna give you 4 credits. Now you can do. It's all like the screen is for poker, like 5-hand poker. You know, just basic shit. And what you keep doing is like pretending to play by placing a bet and removing a bet and placing a bet and removing a bet and like going between the screens and pushing the buttons, but you still just have $1 and 4 credits. And while you're doing this, you look like you're busy playing. And over walks a waitress, because in Vegas casinos, if you are at the slots or anywhere playing games, they'll give you drinks for free. So because you're sitting there at the poker machine,
really,
they think that you're playing poker and they'll bring you a drink. And then you're sitting there, you're like, thank you. And I mean, maybe the expectation's to tip, but we fucking didn't. We just got free drinks. And so then we, like Coronas, you know, it's not like top shelf. It's just whatever they're going to offer the fucking drunks there. But the drunks are spending a lot of money to sit at actual machines, feeding actual dollars in and going. And the action that you're doing is fake. And that's what this guy shows us. He's like, that's it. That's the cheapest drink. You just keep sitting there and playing like this $1 the whole time. And then eventually you finally commit the bet. Maybe you win, maybe you don't, but you walk away with like 3-4 drinks in your system for free or for $1. I was like, damn, that's some life hack shit. So there you go. Thank you, New Orleans guy. Nola, what's up in Vegas? Yeah, cheapest drink. Now you all know too. You're welcome.
That sounds like a scary loop of just like casino zombies. That makes such a cool video game or like a movie.
Because just zombies in casinos?
Yeah.
Casino zombies?
That'd be a messy, creepy scene. I thought it'd be fun to like direct movies or be a movie writer. I just have ideas and I want people to put them into stuff and pay me for it.
Well, this is the part where I say that we're actually writing partners. We just haven't committed much to paper yet. So let's write our script. Hey, I know some people. I did have an idea. What do you think of this? So did you ever watch some of the like Discovery Channel kind of shows back in the day, reality shows back in the day?
Like which, like Fear Factor?
Right, like maybe back in that era. There was one called Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool. I want to like basically revamp that show, like bring it back, but have it be hosted by like me and you. And we get and it's like a Netflix show or something, or hey, get at me Bezos, Amazon's got a lot of money. And
I feel like we should contact.
And it's not necessarily just dirty jobs, but it's just anything. And you know that it's that lived experience thing. So we go do the thing, like find out what it's like to go be a helicopter pilot.
Us to go do fuck.
So and then find out what it's like to be a dump driver for a day. Like whatever the fuck it is, like we basically we take ideas from
He was in a lot of shit at one point.
All right, I know. So I'm saying I'm not trying to literally bring back episode for episode what he did. It's that framework, and I want it to include an element where it's, hey audience, where would you like to see us go next? Pull in on TikTok, on Instagram, on whatever the hell they want us to, because someone's going to want us to do that because they're going to give us money to make this show. And then we take those ideas that the audience has pulled on, and then that's where we go next. We're like, okay, the next one is we got to go hang gliding in like Costa Rica. And we're like, oh, damn, guess we got to go do it.
I would definitely go hang gliding in Costa Rica.
Right, dude. And then they like send us to go like, I don't know, like something shitty, like we have to actually climb Machu Picchu from the ground up, like by ourselves. I mean, that's not shitty, that's awesome. I'm sure it's transcendental, like sex could be.
Wow.
Oh my god, sorry,
I once had an orgasm on ecstasy.
Oh yeah, that'll happen.
My life has never been the same.
Before we leave this idea, I want you to understand that I'm serious. That is my show pitch. So if someone's ready to hear us outside of podcast hosting and has money to throw at a project, we're your girls. We look cute in person, at least as cute as our podcast voices to just. Oh my god. I probably look like I have red hair and like smoke 10 cigarettes a day. Like, hey, what's up, sweetheart?
Alex is home. Don't talk to me.
Okay. So that's my show pitch. I think it'd be cool. Don't you think that's a great idea?
I think that's a great idea. Do you want to pause?
Bring it back.
He's gonna walk in the house.
Pause. We took a burrito break for Dani and a coffee break for me. I did steal some of that burrito though. It was delish. Claps to you, burrito person.
I fucking love burritos.
The jury's out for me. I'm trying to appreciate burritos again. I'm like not a huge fan right now. I did have a chili relleno burrito the other day that kind of slayed, but not all the way. Maybe it was like a mild slap. It was like beaver tail to the lake surface. It only slapped so hard. Damn, that dog said, nah, that burrito slaps way too hard. How did she get that?
I gave her some,
the Chihuahua just dragged the rest of the burrito around the house.
Almost. Get it. Idiot dog.
She's like, this is how you eat it. You just throw it everywhere.
No, she was trying to take it to her bed so she can have it on the couch.
I like carnitas.
No.
I like carnitas. I only eat them in my bed.
If she could have that voice, I think that's what it would sound like. Like
I do feel like that would be Sandhia's voice. She's like, I don't know, guys. I'm a little scared. I'm a little timid. I'm a little bitch. I like to bite your legs.
She's a little chingona.
They call me the Chi-Chi because I am the Chi-Chi. Oh, look, dude, even she doesn't like friggin' cilantro.
But she has lettuce.
You're not real Mexican. She likes lettuce and not cilantro?
I think the cilantro's too small for her to eat or like to notice. It could be the texture that she doesn't like lettuce. Like, what kind of dog likes lettuce?
I don't know, man. There she goes. At least she's cleaning up after herself.
Yeah, bitch better.
Some people don't.
Wait,
like my
I just
daughter.
rolled my eyes.
Yeah.
I don't have a child.
Yeah. I feel like if there was a cartoon version of me right there, it was doing like that sideways laugh. Like, yuck.
Ow, I have the tiger balm on my...
So what were your follow-up questions to something? You had a thing.
Oh, yeah, to last week's episode.
Oh, yeah, last week's episode.
Ooh. It's heavy as shit.
Yeah, flashback, guys.
And I feel like I should have said more, or...
Actually, have you had feedback from your family or anything?
No. My mom has not reached out to me at all. She won't.
What is our latest count? I haven't been on...
I haven't checked, but I just have not... I'm not going to reach out to her, dude. I'm not doing it this time.
You are so beautiful to me.
I've always cared about how I made her feel, and it might be tough to admit, but she doesn't give a shit about how she makes me feel.
She's living her life for her. 23 views. That's not bad. Thanks, guys. See if we can do better in the next one. Hashtag promote us. Hashtag we are youtube.com/@raregirl. That is our production channel. RAREGRRRL. Get at us. Also Instagram @spectrum.pod. If you can't spell that, I'm sorry.
Everybody could just go fuck off this week.
No, dude, I love you guys. I mean, girls, guys, I love dudes. Whoever you are, I guess tell me your pronouns.
I love dudes.
I love pronouns.
Pronouns?
Whatever.
I'm into that. Pronouns.
Dudeisms. Pronouns.
Dudeism.
Gallifants.
The fuck? is that?
I think I meant to say gallivant.
Was that people who just like dance around naked?
I think I just mixed elephant and gallivant. It was
that is definitely what people do. Run around naked.
Oh,
like big people.
Well, what was your follow-up? Am I alive still? Yeah, here I am.
Barely.
Baby. Dude, I've been sleeping in the loft that's supposed to be like our guest bed above my kid's bed because she was sick and then decided, was in our bed for a couple of days sick, and I had sympathy, but I don't have sympathy anymore. She was in there last night and I was just like, dude, I'm done. I'm going to go sleep in the guest bed. Just like doghouse to myself. Like,
aww.
I am Snoopy.
I tried to sleep downstairs the other night because we was having some weird vibes. And I didn't even fall asleep. I was just like laying downstairs, just taking a breather. I mean, our discussions, like when we argue, we don't really argue. It doesn't get loud. It's just like a lot of weird, like, silence. And both of us going and looking at each other like, and just like making different, like, facial expressions at each other.
That's great.
And then we go,
mine's
what's wrong?
usually just us devolving into yelling and hating, like, the interaction and then being like,
I can yell at him. I mean, there's been times where I've gotten, like, just take me home now, like just really get into it. But
being direct is
as soon as I raise my voice, I'm just like, oh, that's not who I want to be.
That's good, dude.
Not to you, not for me. Like, I just don't want to be that person.
That's what I've been trying to figure out.
It's hard. It's really hard. But anyway,
how to not be the person that feels like they are emotionally loose cannon, which I honestly don't most of the time, but I have a hard time, I think, being both vulnerable with my partner and then able to also be contained with my emotions.
I was raised by an emotionally loose cannon,
Oh, I know, dude. And it's things like that. I mean, you have to understand the double-edged sword of all my friends, the comedians I respect, everybody who's like been shaped by these fucked up childhoods and the traumas their parents like threw on them, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm an elder or a parent. I have to think about how do I minimize my harm, and that's like part of it is being like, how to me and my husband just like chill the fuck out with each other so that we can be that person for her, because I'm always fine with her. I mean, I was pretty short this morning, but she was gonna be a butthole. I had to just be like, dude, get in the car. Like, there's no more games. You will have 2 weeks home starting in like another week here, honestly. Like, and I'm paying for that 2 weeks at daycare. I'm like, go, we're going. You were sick last week. We're not sick anymore.
Yeah.
Go. But like, I'm exhausted right now, dude. I feel tired. I'm sick of explaining myself.
Like
I just feel like I'm always explaining my fucking self. I just want to be like ontological about life. I am who I am. I'm constantly trying to better myself. I'm constantly trying to be conscientious of those around me and think about how to like make their lives easier. And I'm not trying to do it in a way that dishonors myself in the process anymore. So that's where I'm at. And I'm sorry I'm not perfect, but motherfuck, I try. I just feel deflated right now, Like efforts have been efforts. But my kid had a really good birthday party on Sunday. Like, we had...
I'm so sad I didn't go.
I
had to work. No one can get it off, and I really need the hours.
It was cool. We had a bunch of neighbors there. The sun literally...
I also didn't want to get sick, and I was like, I don't know if I want to hang out with a bunch of white people right now.
Yeah, it was like raining all morning, and then it cleared out like 30 minutes before, and then everybody showed up, and it was perfect because they could be outside, and we could have a little fire because it wasn't going to burn the fucker down like the rest of the year, so it was good.
I'm sure it was really nice.
Yeah, outdoor fire. It was tight.
So funny.
I'm still tired. Maybe that's partially why I'm tired, dude. I was like, dude, how did I plan an entire wedding in 2017? Like, taking a week to get stuff together for a 4-year-old's birthday party felt exhausting. And I'm like, dude, I spent like months planning that wedding, and
Arlie's only 4. Like, you have the terrible 4s.
she's good most of the time. That's almost what makes it harder when she's being
such a brat.
Normal bratting, because you're like, I know how you are most of the time, and
you gotta go pick up tattoo goo also.
Oh shit, bro, I do. I gotta go to the CVS by my house. Always has it. The one at 5 Points. Not all of them do. They must have different buyers. It's really annoying when I go to one and I'm like, do you guys have anything for tattoos? And they like just point at like Aquifer, and I'm like, okay, like duh, I know that Aquifer exists. Like, I meant like more up the natural alley, motherfuckers. Whatever.
I have to get that today because I want to take this plastic off. I think that's why I couldn't sleep, because the feeling of it on my arm was just driving me nuts.
I forgot about it, and it looks good, so I didn't take mine off yet. Do you have an extra piece for you?
No, it's fine. I feel like that might be too small.
You're just going to bareback it? Oh, yeah. No, it's not long enough.
I mean, I have saran wrap. I can just like re-wrap if I have to, but I don't think I'll have to. I think I want to air it out. Let it breathe. Today.
Denise would say...
But I have to wipe it.
Wash it in the hottest water that you can bear, and then let it just dry and let it just be in the air.
I don't want it to dry up, though. That's why I need the tattoo goo. So if I'm going to let it dry, I can immediately put that on so it can start healing quicker.
Spritz it with witch hazel.
I don't have witch hazel.
It's too bad that I had a spare bottle of it in my microphone bag.
I'm so full.
Well, either way, I can hook you up tomorrow.
I feel like I scarfed that burrito down because I had weed this morning.
Or it's more like you just said you're going to get the friggin' goo. Get witch hazel at the same time. CVS has that too. Thayer's, just get their witch hazel and spritz.
Yeah.
And before you...
Do you want to go to the CVS
start
with
covering
me?
it with that shit, spritz it for like a day or two.
Do you want to go to CVS with me right now?
Yeah.
We can
Dude,
go to
I just know, like, I
literally...
followed that method for this arm, and it healed really well. I didn't follow that method for my, like, Halloween flash, and it did not heal very well. Like, I don't know if like, poor VANAE saw it, but, like, I basically, like, started to scar in one spot in the jaw and one spot in the eye where we used red ink, because I think that my skin just doesn't like it too much. And I just was being fucking lazy, dude. I did not do a good job healing it. Like, I think it'll be okay. It just doesn't look as good as it could have. It looks badass.
You know what, though? I'm pretty sure, like, sometimes when it scars like that, you might have had, like, scars there before. Like,
if you look at the rest of my leg around there, I have, like, all sorts of little purple dots that are scars from just, like
flea bites or, like...
Yes, every random shit. Like, a flea bite, a mosquito bite, like, a rock hitting me in the leg. Yeah. Whatever it was, like, I get really gnarly scars on my feet and legs, and I kind of didn't think about it until I started to heal from that tattoo, and I'm like,
could have been over one of those,
bro,
like,
I just thought, or
holes.
It's just that my skin, for whatever reason, is really gnarly. It's scarring down there. Like, tattoo artists say that maybe ink looks the best and lasts the longest on olive skin tone people.
What does?
Ink
what color?
Lasts the longest and looks the best on like medium toned people, which would be like olive skinned people and stuff, because you need to have skin that favors holding pigmentation and likes melatonin. Like, we'll hold on to it in the sun, for instance, but isn't so dark that it just overwhelms it. Because if your skin's just too dark all the time, ink doesn't show through. Whereas, like, super pale people can get those fresh-ass ink tattoos, and then they fucking fade really fast.
Do they?
So, yeah. So, like, mid-skinned people have the best chance of ink lasting the longest and looking the freshest. But I was going to say, as a mid-skin tone fucking olive person myself, I scar like a motherfucker too, so it's a double-edged sword, and so yeah, the ink looks good, but
so do your scars.
Like, fucking, yeah, a cat scratches me, and I'm like, ooh, that it looks like I've been to battle now. Like, what the fuck? Like, why does that happen? Skin people get at me.
Well,
ooh, I got a moth yesterday, by the way. We didn't talk about my tattoo. I got a moth.
Moth is pretty sick.
It is pretty. She's. Damn, dude. I mean, like, Denise, like, I mean, VANAE totally just, like, looked at a picture and drew up that moth, but after she was like, fuck this other moth that I have to trace. And
fuzzy and pretty, too.
It's dope. I'm glad she gave it those detailed kind of antenna that let you know it's a moth.
It's perfect.
I do not mind a real-life butterfly. For some reason, I have an aversion to butterflies as tattoos.
I feel yucky.
I like the moth
Anyways,
tattoo.
guys, I have to get to work because y'all aren't paying me for this just yet.
I wonder if we should do a Patreon. No, no one wants to pay us yet. You guys, just tell your rich uncle that's a producer to get at us about the micro dirty job show being lit back up.
I don't know, bro.
2 females. It's gonna be tight.
Well, I'm Dani.
It'd be unconventional to force you to do some of these things.
My brain's being distracted.
All right, Dani's back in work mode. You guys, I hope we made you laugh at least once. It was like one of those days, just. But we love you, and this has been Breezy.
And this has been Dani.
Yeah, I love you.
Bye, whores. The train.
So, Santa Barbara, you're right down here. On 7.
Tight. Those lines are sick.
So you bumped the table, ho?
Did I? Sorry.
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 Is it 2 trains?